was in the Saints for a long time.
The Saints used to own Stillwater.
Mr. Gatt, you've been convicted of over 300 murders.
Without anyone to lead them, the Saints fell apart.
Don't you get it? The Saints didn't solve a goddamn thing.
Listen, we gotta get you out
Name's
of here.
Dane Vogel. He works for Ultor.
Drugs were still being pushed. Innocent people were still getting
Ultor
killed.
is a business, and there's no profit in revenge.
They'll be dead soon enough.
We began designing Saints Row 2 actually even before Saints Row 1 was done. So we've been working on the game for 3 years now. We knew that gamers were, like in love with the idea of open world urban chaos. So we knew the franchise was going to be successful, and we had a plan to, continue to advance the story of Saints Row 1, bring to the table all these new features like cooperative play, increased customization, gang customization, improved combat features, new vehicles, and just really lay that all out for the players so that they have the ultimate choice in an open world game. The city in Saints Row 2 is, it's the city from Saints Row 1 evolved several years in the future. So the city itself has grown, it's like 1.5 times as large as it was in Saints Row 1. And we've created several new areas for the player to explore. We've got a university, several underground areas, like an underground cavern, a huge underground mall. There's a hotel board and beach boardwalk area. We've got some islands like a nuclear power plant and a prison. So just that alone gives the player all these new areas to explore. On top of that, all the old areas that they used to know have completely changed as well. The Saints Row neighborhood, for instance, is no longer this gang-infested district. It's a glass and steel utopia where corporations, have taken up residence, and you've got people walking around to the coffee shop in suits and ties all day long. The industrial area of the city, in the southeast side, that's fallen to greater disrepair. The docks have completely crumbled into the ocean. We've got, over 130 interiors for the player to explore, tons of stores, lots of strongholds. So the city has really grown up, out, around, in. The taunt system in Saints Row 2 gives the player the ability to interact with pedestrians and other gang members, either on their side or enemy gangs. You are allowed to pick from any number of taunts that we've got, and by doing this, you can use these taunts when you've killed an enemy, and you'll get respect rewards. It's sort of our little way of giving the player thanks for interacting with the world and discovering these little things as they play. The biggest challenges in developing Saints Row 2 have involved, revamping the streaming system so we can get new vehicle systems in. Certainly designing co-op in an open world game for the first time was something that brought a whole lot of challenges to us. And then also writing a compelling story so that we could continue off from the cliffhanger that was Saints Row 1, and making sure that that made sense and we had something that would draw the player back into our world. Personally, my favorite feature in Saints Row 2 is the cooperative play. But there's a whole lot of things for other players to enjoy as well. People who really enjoy personalizing their game will get a real kick out of the improved customization that we've got of the characters. You can play now as a female character. You can set personality elements, so you can pick taunts and compliments and even walk styles and all those fine-tuning little things that allow you to really make the character your own in the game. With enough time and patience, you can create really anybody with our character creation system. Saints Row 2 will definitely trend towards that kind of risque humor. There'll be a lot of off-color jokes, a lot of crude jokes, sexual humor, and that kind of sort. Saints Row 2 and Red Faction are both open-world games, but our combat systems are very different. And our game in Saints Row 2 really emphasizes open-world chaos. So we don't have arbitrary destruction where you can, deform geometry the way you can in Red Faction, but we give you a whole arsenal of weapons such as laser-guided rocket launchers, remote charges. These are things that you can really use to just blow up anything you see in terms of vehicles, or you can stick them to people, stick charges to people and blow them up and juggle them into the air. We give you automatic shotguns, all kinds of implements of just sheer urban chaos that you can use to blow people away.
For what platforms is it coming out, and when is it coming out?
Saints Row 2 is coming out for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 on August 26, 2008.
DJ Money.
Little scrappy.
gang. Don't nobody know like I know. Don't nobody know like I know. Cause ain't nobody feel my pain. Cause ain't nobody feel my pain. Don't nobody know like I know. Don't nobody know like I know. Cause ain't nobody feel my pain. Cause ain't nobody feel my pain. Born to be hated, mud to Jones. Growing up, motherfuckers wouldn't leave me alone. Going to a school where didn't nobody like me. Niggas hating for no reason on my beat up Nikes. Hell yeah, them bitch niggas tried to fight me. Now they some punk fans that want to sightsee, holding out their hand trying to get